Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
It means greetings of peace. Or shall I say good evening? Good evening. You feel good? Really?
Yes.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to all my sweet brothers and sisters, distinguished guests with each and individual, those who are sitting in the front row, and also my brothers and sisters, those who are sitting in the gathering. Being here, seeing such a beautiful enthusiasm, feeling of expression, experiencing an expression, what comes from the heart. It made me feel that really the souls, Baba's children, young children, no? Dancing, playing small drama, it's also courage, confidence. A nice message. The method or passport to heaven. Passport to heaven. Who gives us passport to heaven? Which is the office which gives actually the passport to heaven? Is there any kind? It's embassy here. Ashok bhai, is there embassy here which gives the passport to heaven? Will we get passport to heaven here on a piece of paper? It's a very beautiful thing to think about it. What is heaven? A road, path to heaven. What is actually meaning of heaven? Where is heaven? Is it up above, beyond the sky, beyond the sun, moons and stars? And if I want to go there, which vehicle I need? And where is hell? What does it mean when we say heaven? When the mother was explaining to the child, there will be no doctors, no hospitals, no judges, no court. So all will be, it means those who are here, doctors, lawyers, out of job, no? No job there for that. Of course, this conflict, confusion, falsehood, corruption, wrong actions brings suffering in life. And whenever we think of heaven, means happiness. The life free from bondage. There are 6 types of bondage. Generally, mostly actually, all people are suffering. Most subtle bondage is the bondage of the mind. Having weak thoughts, waste thoughts, negative thoughts, unnecessary thoughts, thoughts filled with hate, hatred, anger, jealousy. Again and again the thought is pulled. Doesn't bring happiness. No one enjoys these kind of thoughts. Bondage of the body. No one lacks sickness. Any kind of pain, any kind of physical suffering. Say, oh my karma. Immediately they connected by sense organs, bondage, suffering, mental weakness, physical sickness. Then third type of bondage is conflict in relationships, disharmony in relationships. Bondage of wealth. If it is wealth, there is always fear. If it is not wealth, there is also worry. Bondage of government. Bondage of natural calamities. Bondage of karma. Bondage of religion. So human beings are tied. But whenever any type of suffering comes, oh my karma. So any kind of mind, body, wealth, relationship, natural calamities, is a karma. So people connect karma with suffering. And suffering, they call it when we suffer, is hell, life is hell, happiness, heaven. But happiness does not mean achieving all comforts and material. That happiness is not heaven. It is a coming and going. Heavenly happiness is something different. With no trace of sorrow. All these 6 types of bondage, the soul is free from these bondages. Healthy body, peaceful mind, harmony in relationship, in abundance of wealth. There's not any bondage of or fear of God or religion, as are the king and queens who are the subjects. No suffering at all in life. It's called Vaikunth, paradise. The world which is free from any type of problems. Which is called Jivan Mukta, liberation in life. Not that after I die, then I go to heaven. After I die, then I experience peace. And people pray for me peace. I need peace when I'm here. Happiness is needed here. Harmony in relationship is needed here, not in heaven where we live. People, when somebody leaves body, then say left for the heavenly abode. So it means where was he living? Left for the heavenly abode. So departure must be from hell, no? That's why we went for heavenly abode. And so where the rest of people are living, no matter how much wealthy and healthy and prosperous and position they have, it means they are living in this world of suffering. And happiness and sorrow is connected because it's a consequence, it is the result of the action. So karma philosophy is actually a very subtle, very deep, very powerful philosophy of action and reaction. Karma does not mean suffering. Karma does not mean bondage either. Karma means action. And without action you cannot. What is the purpose of living here? We have these sense organs to perform actions. We are here to experience ourselves and express ourselves. That is what the joy of the life, beauty of the life, importance of our life. The living energy is, the soul is like a living seed. The value of the seed is only when it is able to express its potential. For example, you have a bag of 1,000 seeds, full. Bag is full of seeds. Out of this bag, maybe you think, okay, I have a piece of land, I can plant 20 seeds. Now after 5 or 10 years, which seeds are more valuable? These 20 seeds that you planted in a piece of land, or 9,080 seeds that are sitting in the bag, 1,980 seeds that are sitting in the bag. Which are more valuable? Those who are planted, of course. It has become beautiful garden. It has created very beautiful environment. It has become source of income of some, business of others. Because it is whatever it was, it has been expressed. And so the life is for expression, experience. And expression and experience, knowledge of that is called knowledge or philosophy of how I perform actions. I think all of you, I remember my childhood definitely, having a piece of rope, skipping rope. Now this piece of rope, you have a right measurement, you hold in your hand, how loose it should be, how tight it should be. Now this piece of rope coming over your head, going through under your feet, going over your head, under your feet, you are enjoying your seat. It does not tie you. You have the right understanding and right attention. The same piece of rope, if it is loose, tight, you might fall. Rope is the same, but you know how to play with it. Now the same rope is made a swing. Now you are swinging, you don't have to jump to enjoy yourself. It is you are swinging, you are going up, down, swing is going up, down, up, down. Nobody says poor person is fluctuating. Enjoying it. The same rope is there, some person is really in tension, there's not that joy of life, some problems or not real understanding of the beauty and value of life due to any reason, uses to kill himself. It's the same piece of rope. But how it is used? So we have these physical organs to perform our actions. How we are using these organs? A beautiful gift from nature, beautiful gift from our parents, beautiful gift on this unlimited plate to play our role. How do we play this? Eyes are there to see. What do I see? How do I see? What do I express through these eyes? Love or hate? Anger or blessing? The nature has put this tongue, 2.5 inches elastic plastic tongue behind the castle brick, 32 bricks. No? When anger is there, it comes out like a sharp arrow. When sweetness is there, it plays music. When you play the music, the mouth is open small. When the heart is clean, the words are sweet. With respect, with love. You speak softly, you speak also sweetly, lovingly, gently. When anger is there, we hurt each other. And what happens then? Outwardly it doesn't feel a bondage, but it has created a bondage. Now the thoughts, mind is going again and again to that person. So bondage is not only physical, but it is the subtle bondage as well. One action is physical action, when we perform action that has been shown, stealing or hitting or corruption or deception. Some actions are visible action, but the subtle actions are we ourselves are performing day and night. And that has effect on our mind, on our life. Other wrong actions, okay, the government can catch you, can you put you in prison and stop you. But these actions that we perform, that karma philosophy, this Dharmaraj, it is called the rule of righteousness, puts us in prison. Suffering comes through that. So the soul has to realize what is really mean to bring happiness in life. What makes us happy? I say good action makes us happy. Good thoughts, positive thoughts will make us happy. Good deeds definitely brings blessings and makes you happy. But what is the method? The awareness, who is thinking. Where does the thought come from? How we create these thoughts in our mind. With which consciousness we are creating thoughts in our mind. As you think, so shall you become. So thoughts based on vikarma. There are 3 types of actions. Instant, short-term and long-term karma. Instant. You saw this boy, he immediately helped a blind person, was happy that he got the token, not 2 coins. Happy action. Instant, helping somebody. This is one example, but in short term, long term. Whenever in behavior we have some values, we use values, and values are interaction takes place with values. We call it good relationship. We don't call it a bondage. When values, your good character has to handle the character of other people, those who are maybe some negative, bossy, possessive, egocentric, still you try to use this, handle those situations. because it's a tension, but you can manage it. Pressure. But still you feel pleasure that you could handle it. You did not tie yourself in that bondage. When negative action interacts with negativity, it's a conflict. Both are in bondage. So, some actions will bring fruit immediately, just you plant the flowers. After a few weeks, flowers are blossoming. The same weekend you planted grains, vegetables. They will take a little bit longer time, few months. You also planted some fruit trees. They will not grow in few weeks. They will take few years. So in our life, there are actions which are, some will bring instant result, some will after short term and some long term result. Many times in our life, we enjoy not whatever we want to do. We don't follow the laws of nature. We don't follow the laws of the society. We don't follow the laws of... So people can avoid or can manipulate others, but eventually the result will be visible. Take along just only the things, for example, enjoying sweet too much, enjoying butter, bread, very bread, sweet, or whatever you like very much, ghee, butter, whatever, cream, like very much. Smoking, drinking, alcohol, or whatever, enjoy very much. It's a pleasure. A time will come, the body rejects. You go to doctor, and doctor says, please stop eating sweet. Now you have the account that was created with the body has to be settled. Whatever you liked very much, that now through the doctor is being controlled, through sickness is being controlled. It's a reaction. People can travel okay for a few days without tickets, okay, the checker is not coming. Then one day caught up and pay for 6 months. So it's a short-term karma. There are long-term karma, not in this birth. Here somebody can do all wrong actions and can influence the government or people or whatever, whoever he wants to influence, change this country, go away in another country. But the CID of karma philosophy follow you in the next, not country, but next birth as well. The place you have changed, the dress you have changed, but it will follow. Even after death, what is death actually? Change of dress and address and company. It will follow. Little children, they have not done anything bad. In this life, they are not innocent babies. Someone is suffering with the heart, and somebody with bad kidney, and somebody with one disease or other disease. So what has brought past karma? So long-term karma. But these karmas are connected with 3 different types of capacity or quality or weaknesses, vices or virtue we call. One is called V-karma, means vicious karma. Weak karma, wiseful karma. Any action which is based on done through anger, greed, lust, attachment, ego, possessiveness, corruption, it is outwardly maybe very controlling or some kind of influencing others, looks power, but it is making the soul weak. Negative action has negative result. It will always create fear. There's always the inner joy will not be there. In fear, internally it is that no matter how much somebody try to show external show, internal roots are being uprooted. A time will come when the life will fall. So vicious karma, viceful karma, all around in this world we see what action we are performing, either based on attachment or greed or ego, corruption, lust. These 5 vices that are called lust, anger, greed, attachment and ego. And with that, then it is subtle jealousy, hatred, competition, comparison. So these kind of actions are separating us from our own self and separating us from God, which is called sin. Separation results suffering. Then there are sukarma, means elevated actions, which is based on soul consciousness, which brings strength in the soul, creates self-respect in the self, creates respect in the heart of others, makes you feel free from fear, brings inner joy and happiness. And that is soul conscious karma, means the soul is conscious of its original quality, its solar potential. And that is peace, purity, love, wisdom, truth, bliss, realization of who am I, who do I belong to, knowledge. Every action that is performed with understanding that I, the soul, am performing this action, and is so conscious. Soul is there, but we are not conscious of this, and if person is not conscious, no matter how wise, quality, skills, specialities are there, unconscious person will not be able to communicate, express its specialities, would not able to recognize the specialities of others. When we are body conscious, we are not able to communicate, experience and express our original true nature. And result is suffering. So when it was we consider it heaven, paradise, matter is also perfect. Mind is also perfect. There is no natural calamities. They say that in paradise, these elements were dasi, were servants of the deities. So it is the language of the artist, they make the elements of also as deities because they were giver. Give happiness, Surya Devata, sun deity, moon deity, river goddess, Ganges goddess, Jal Devata, water deity, Hava Devata, all these elements which they give, they are the bestower of happiness. And now these elements upheaval in that, disaster, natural calamities, sometimes floods, sometimes earthquakes, sometimes bhukam, storms. So these same elements which were perfect, pure, so matter was perfect, so the body was also is made with this perfect 5 elements. So the deities, if you just look at the statues that have been made or presented remembered. You never see any deity which shows any trace of sadness in their eyes or in their face. It's always sparkling, divine. Healthy body, beautiful body, long life. They are called immortal, Amar. But they did leave the body. Why are they called Amar? Because the body doesn't become old, untimely death does not take place. You leave body with your own choice, you take body with your own wish. So it means that here is no fear of death. Relationship, harmonious relationship, respectful relationship. The praise of them is all virtuous, completely viceless, 16 celestial degrees complete, balanced life, blissful life, healthy and wealthy and happy. What was there? It was purity in personality. So, Sukarma means the soul conscious is aware, awakened, and performs elevated actions. Not only the physical actions, but action of the mind as well. The action of the mind is thinking. If we check throughout the whole day, what kind of thoughts we are thinking? Are they positive? Are they pure? Are they well-wishing thoughts? Are they forgiving thoughts? Are they benevolent thoughts? Are they kind thoughts? Are they appreciating others? Or we cannot even hear the praise of other people. If somebody sings the praise of one, others say, but you do not know, you are singing praise of this person. I know who he is, how he does. With you he must be very sweet, but I know what is behind his mask. Immediately we cannot even hear. So it is not the power even to see the goodness, not to hear goodness, not to perform goodness. So thoughts, words and action, there's no purity in it. Dissatisfaction all the time. And the divine virtues shows that we sing their praise, that you are all virtuous, completely viceless. So where there is purity, there is peace and prosperity, health, wealth and happiness. There is no fear at all of anything. And so in the golden age, as is the king and queen, so are the subjects. People. King and queen are like parents, taking care of the subjects. Shri Lakshmi, Shri Narayan and Bhakti, you those who are majority of you are sitting here. If you remember this picture of paradise, how it is painted in scriptures. Perfect nature, perfect mind, perfect relationship. What is perfection? Perfect action. Not only of this physical action, but action of the mind, action of the intellect. Action of the mind is thinking, and action of the mind, intellect, is a decision. Now, the decision is because of hurry, because of tension, because of greed or influence, we make wrong decision. And then we repent. Then it is sorrow. With authority did wrong action. At that time with any kind of intoxication, wrong intoxication or wrong decision. But when the intellect is divine, actions are based on righteousness, detached consciousness, detached observer, selfless, and then actions are perfect, benevolent action, decision. And whatever action has been performed, that will be the result. So this is why it says, as you sow, so shall you reap. So in fact, action is in action of the mind, action of the intellect, and action is expression of our personality, nature which is God. Which is, we call it, he and she is very divine, very sweet, very loving, very kind, very giving, very helping. These are the values in life, virtues in life, which is called good lakshan, lakshmi. In the golden age, it is called paradise. Who used to live? Vaikunt, who were living there? Lakshmi and Narayan. The kingdom of Shri Lakshmi, where prosperity is unlimited. Lakshmi means the embodiment of lakshan, virtues. Ku Lakshmi, wrong actions. Sumati, Sreshtmati. Kumati, brushed intellect, corrupt intellect, degraded intellect. So now, in order to perform elevated actions, we need to have our connection with the Supreme Being, the Supreme Soul. And that's why I say, Hey Bhagwan, sabko sumati de Bhagwan, oh God, give right intellect. So when decision is right, actions are right. And Shri Mat means elevated directions. If somebody does wrong thing, क्या तेरी मत मारी गई है? मत मारी है means intellect has become brushed, corrupt, doing wrong actions. And then it will be, intellect will be critical and always question why, what, where, how. Crow-like, no? Crow conference. And if intellect is divine, wisdom, Saraswati, writing is one. So the life is divine intellect, decision is right, she's goddess. Saraswati is called goddess of wisdom. Lakshmi ji, living like lotus flower, seated on a lotus flower. It's not the physical lotus, it's a symbolic aspect that lotus lives in the flower, grows in the flower, but mud does not touch it. It remains clean. And it is the wealth of through detachment is automatically a lot of detachment from possessiveness, detachment from the influence of desires, detachment from ego, detachment, demands. This is totally above the mud. Means this consciousness, this body consciousness, earth consciousness, beyond deep emotions, worldly emotions. So now whatever be actions will be benevolent action. When selfish motive and possessiveness is there, I cannot perform elevated actions. Detachment means selfless actions, benevolent actions. It will bring blessings. Pure mind will create good wishes. It will bring wealth of wisdom, blessings, happiness. So when there is no worry, no tension, matter is perfect, you will long life, live long life, healthy life. So it is called immortality. There is no fear of death. There is no ignorance, there is no darkness. So actions are elevated actions, enlightened actions. That's called sukarma. And when the stages become totally detached with virtues, with self-realization, with this inner relationship with the Supreme Soul and right actions, what it is? A balanced life, a blissful life. The soul is performing action on this world. Good for the self, good for others. It's a beautiful play then. You are automatically getting reward. Your actions are multiplying. That you do good actions in your box, it will multiply. If you do bad action, well, naturally, it will reduce the, whatever you earn, you have lost. Some people say, but those who are doing good action, they are suffering. Those who are doing bad action, enjoying themselves. Look at the corrupt people. Look at those, they are doing all sorts of bad things, they are enjoying. And this poor person, so honest, so dedicated, so much love for God, so much kindness, and this suffering. Is this justice in God's house? Now we have to understand, this is also, it's not that because that person is doing bad action and this is why he is enjoying. It's a long-term karma. He is enjoying not because of he or she is doing bad action. He is suffering not because he is doing good action. Good actions will bring good result, but it is a long term. What has been done from the past now is achievement. But good actions can never be, because they are good, result will be good. But if we start doing bad action, we have our money, this whatever we have earned, that will be lost. No, this was the philosophy, this was the message in this drama. Here I remember a story, nice moral in it. There were two friends in the same school, same village, they were there together, neighbors. One was born in a very rich family, so-called prestigious family, and the other was very poor boy in a very ordinary family, but very kind, generous, righteous, performing action with kindness. Children have no discrimination, rich or poor. These boys became friends, and as they were growing, the person who was born in a poor family had a good influence of his parents, going to church or temple, wherever he had to go, was going, cleaning the place, temple, doing some work, and then giving charity. And the other boy had plenty of wealth, so gradually became influenced by bad company and started doing wrong actions. So he will always encourage his friend that I give you money, enjoy your life. Why are you just, you are too young. You are, when you go old, when you grow old, then you can do whatever you want to do for God, not do good for your own enjoyment of life. He says, no, I don't, I can keep the friendship with you, but this action, I do not know. I feel that something is, my consciousness does not allow. I just want to do the charity work. I want to do this good action that I'm doing. I'm satisfied with that. Yes, but we are studying together. We keep friendship. So as they were growing old, one day this boy, they had made appointment to meet at certain place. And this one boy, those were poor family belonged to, he went to the temple. Other one went to wrong place where he had to go. that day with this person got conflict. He had to come back. But he had to wait for his friend. So he was getting bored what to do. So he started, because sitting under a tree, he found a little small iron rod and he started to play with this piece of land. He thought something is there. He sensed that there is something buried there. He went and brought a sharp spade and then dig the land. He found there was a vessel, pot, and in that there were few gold coins with some stones with charcoals. I said, it means God is happy with me. My friend always said, you are doing bad things, you should not do that. See, it means I was not doing anything bad. See, I got this gold. Now he was waiting for his friend, but friend did not come the time they had fixed. He thought, oh, perhaps he also had got something and he wanted to go somewhere else, not coming to me. But he said, no, he is very honest, he must definitely will come. So he saw him coming a little bit later. He had to wait. He had a bandage on his foot. He has a stick in his hand and walking slowly. He came, he said, what happened to you? He says, I thank God, he saved my life. I was cleaning the church and a brick fell from the roof and it had hit me here and my foot was hurt. But it just came like here. If it had fallen on my head, I would not have come back to you perhaps. And then I was aware that you are waiting for me. I was moving still fast even though I had pain. And there was a big thorn that pricked through my foot. And now I had to go to doctor and I had to get this bandage. And so it was, that's why I'm walking slowly. He says, see, God is not happy with you. See, I got this so much wealth now and you got punishment. Now this boy said, I cannot believe, how can God be angry with me? He was influenced with this, that now this is doing bad thing and still he is getting thing. And I do so good thing and still I got this. But inside he says, no, but God did save me. But yet, influence that he got there so much wealth. It means he is not doing bad action. So mind was confused. Then as they were going there, another friend passed through that they knew. He was what is called, he could read the line, fortune teller. He looked at his hand, he said, oh, you are very fortunate, the poor person, he looked at the hand, you are very lucky, very fortunate. A great fortune for you in your life still to come. And you have achieved something. And the other one that says, oh, you are unlucky, you have lost something. He says, no, your reading is totally wrong. This one, I have achieved gold, and this one got pain and suffering, what it is. He says, no, my reading cannot be wrong. My reading is right, but it must be some kind connected with more deeper past. Let us go, my friend, who sends people through hypnotism in past lives, and must be some connection with that. So they went to that. This friend, he could send them through hypnotism last 3 lives. And these 2 friends were again both friends. One was very clever, worldly clever, wise, very kind, sensible, and he was very generous. He used to give a lot of support to people. All virtues respected. The other one was the one who was born in a poor family. Very clever, but very wicked. A lot of earning, a lot of money. Influenced many people. played with the life of other people, put them in prison and enjoyed their life, their money. So now at the time of leaving body, the one who had earned a lot of respect, support, was very pleased with his life, that what I have done, nobody has done in their life. I have done wonderful. So the conscious was just leaving this conscious, little bit careless. Other one man was leaving body, was repentance. Oh, I have lost my whole life. What did I achieve? What did my relatives give to me? No respect, nothing. And I have no value in God's eyes, I have no value in my relatives' eyes. And he left the body in repentance with this fear or with this determination that God, please forgive me, I will never do any kind of this wrong action. Now, this last thought remained according to karma philosophy. Now, 1 or 2 births in between. Now, these actions were ripe action this time. So the person who had done good actions, he was going to get this a full jar of the pot of gold. But performing bad actions, this was changing into charcoal. And this one, the one who did bad action, was supposed to, in this life, though he's doing good, to be somehow, some people involved him, and he would going, innocent person was going to be put on gallows. But here, because he started performing elevated actions, so it was just paying off through this deep dedication, love, faith, mercy, renunciation. So his gallows, he was going to put on gallows, changed into thorn. So still he suffered, but the punishment reduced into thorn. He was going to achieve an abundance, but reduced into a small amount of gold coins. So what people think that they are being, but it is the past action did bring some result, a good action, but the result was reduced. Bad action, performing an elevated action, punishment was reduced. And so it is not that, because now this fear and consciousness was there, his inner being would not allow him to do bad things, though his samskaras from the past were there. But this consciousness of divinity, of kindness, would not allow him to do wrong things, because he was learning. It was like a paying through honest consciousness, doing good things. So it is not that you do bad action, then you get the good enjoyment. No, good is good, result is good, bad brings bad result. So now what we have to be aware, that even if we have done something wrong actions, consciously, subconsciously, unconsciously, now I need to connect myself with the Supreme Being to get that wisdom, have the power. The consciousness is there, we should not be doing wrong, but power is not there. Everyone says, I did not want to do anything bad, but I did bad. Sorry, I did not. I want to do such thing, good thing for a long period of time, but I cannot do it. Bad, I don't want to do it and still I do it. Good, I want to do it and still cannot do it. The reason, the power is missing. Inner strength is missing. And that is needed, comes when we have our connection and relationship with the Supreme Being, with the Supreme Soul, so that we have the courage to perform elevated actions. There are very wonderful opportunities to perform elevated actions, to bring goodness to others, to support others with spiritual power, to do good things by forgiving others, encouraging others with good actions. So subtle actions, gross actions, some visible action from action, performing actions, which gives the comfort and good feeling, but real actions are sukarma, which is based on godly directions in soul consciousness, with the awareness of divine virtues, and that is wisdom, purity, peace, love, harmony, benevolence, and bliss. Then body automatically gets a result, because then the actions bring result in our life, not only a present time but future as well. And you become performing actions with ego less than, but performing good action and with ego, then the seed that is planted is become infected. It is ego creates anger inside. Ego creates competition. Ego creates jealousy. The seed gets roasted. Worry, fear, tension is a worm that it will not grow. So both things, neither there has to be worry, nor there has to be ego. Detached consciousness. This relationship with the Supreme Soul brings the action, purifies actions, gives the strength to perform elevated actions. So past action to pay off, not only through prayers but through elevated action, not only through yoga, remembrance, but performing elevated actions. And finishing the past actions through yoga power, that is relationship with the Supreme Soul, so that intellect becomes divine, realization, humility comes in life after performing elevated actions, and that brings perfection in life. Then health, wealth, happiness, harmony, long life, perfect nature, perfect relationship. Then is heaven on this earth, not above, here in this body by being alive. Each one is respectful and loveful for each other. Thank you, Shanti. I know that time is telling that we should stop, but I think it is also good to have a few minutes of meditation. If you say yes, shall we have a few minutes of meditation? Ji?